What's up, everyone? It is Quella Graphic Love coming to you again with another video. I hope that everyone has been doing well and everyone has been maintaining, surviving, and staying healthy in this pandemic as we hopefully but surely are easing ourselves back into our new normal. I know most of the states have started their phases where there'll be reopening different retailers and restaurants and trying to get that sense of what we used to know back. So yeah, this should be interesting. As most of us, we've been in the quarantine. We've been sitting here just figuring out day by day, working from home, just trying to be I guess as present as we are all experiencing this and dealing with it the best way that we can, and staying strong and staying in a positive mindset. Hopefully the quarantine will not be forever, neither will us social distancing and all those type of things. So with today's current events going on, I wanted to kind of talk some optimism into post-quarantine. So like I mentioned, all of us, we're sitting here either in our bedrooms, in our houses, somebody else's house, doing yard work, whatever it is that we're doing, but pretty much we're all quarantining. I do a lot of self-reflection, and I did a lot in this, and just really had me wondering what's going to change post-quarantine for me and what the quarantine has kind of allowed me to realize in certain things. So that's what I'm going to touch on in this video. Just a few things that the quarantine has kind of allowed me to put into perspective on what I should be focusing on and what I should be doing post-quarantine. So as I stated, I've been doing a lot of thinking about what I'm going to do, how my life is going to change once this quarantine is over. And the number one thing that's been on my mind is to take advantage of traveling more. That was something that I kind of dibbled and dabbled in, or I was more so one of those people like, going to work, getting my PTO together, just taking this big vacation and just taking like one vacation. But I think even just planning smaller trips in between, probably monthly trips, is something that I really want to do. Not having the ability to travel, even when I could travel, I didn't travel, and I wish that was something that I took more advantage of, like just going maybe to another state or just finding something to do. It could even be a car ride, it could be a road trip, it could be getting on a plane, whatever the destination, and just taking advantage of that. And even exploring the country more, going overseas, visiting different countries, different cultures. I just want to be more present in that, and I want to grow travel wise, and I want to utilize my passport and get those stamps and just have those experiences, so I don't feel like I've missed out on anything or I haven't really taken advantage of the things that I should have in my 20s. And this was the most traveling that I would have done this year would have been, I was gonna go to Colombia with one of my friends. She was gonna do like a little birthday thing down in Colombia, and that was gonna be super dope. We planned on going to Ireland, which I think we might still do this year, hopefully. Going to Ireland, taking a few cruises, and just doing mini road trips and stuff here. So I kind of had these things like planned out, different events and stuff that I wanted to go to, some in Georgia, some in New York, some in wherever it was. And it's like now I can't go to those things, and I'm like, man, of course the year that I want it to be my year of traveling, it's just like bust. It's just nope, no traveling. Not for you, Quella. Another thing post-quarantine that I will continue to focus on is adding more streams to my income, adding more streams of income. So there was one point in time in my life where I had 4 different streams of income, and I know I believe it's 7 streams of income that you ideally should have. So there was one point in time in my life I had 4, and right now I have 2. So I want to get back to that 4 or 5 mark. Back then I was working 2 jobs. I was doing freelance graphic design and photography on the side. I can't remember all of them, but it was like 3 or 4 of them that I used to do. So after a while, I got tired of doing freelance. Didn't really feel like doing that anymore. Kind of took a hiatus. I might go back to it, might not, who knows. And then right now, I mainly just focus on my full-time job as my main source of income. And then I have my savings, which is, it's not really it's not a source of income, but it is income that I don't touch. And then I also have my YouTube, which is steadily growing, and it'll be good to see that kind of crank its way in, which can also follow in with sponsorships or whatever else comes with it. So that could be pretty dope. But I do want to have more of that. And I've always been a saver. I've always been someone who, you know, once I get paid, I pay my bills, and I do however much I have left over and kind of divvy out what I need for the week, gas, groceries, that type of thing. And I just literally take the chunk that's left over and I just drop it into my savings, because I don't want to see it. I don't want to touch it. And if it's there in my account, just there like that, I'm not tempted to touch it. I'm not tempted to like go just being frivolous and spending and squandering my money, nothing like that. But I do like to see my savings build. If anything, that makes me most happy. Like, you see all this money in your savings and you're like, yeah, I did that. I did see one meme, and it was like, if I have $20 in my checkings and I have $3,489 in my savings, I have $20. And it's true. It's true. You start to get that mindset. I do want to dabble into gaining more streams of income. A few of them I want to be active, and which is me like actually going and having to do a service in order to get the money, versus I also want quite a few to be more passive. So like, if I make a product or something, I put it up on the internet, people continuously buy it. If I make a video and it's getting views, generating views on it, and it's something that I did that I only had to do once, and it continues to bring revenue and profit. So that is one of my goals. If I don't get 7, which is 7 is a pretty high number, maybe 4 to 5. And I think that is definitely doable, and I'm going to hold myself to it, and I'm going to make that happen. Another revelation of my post-quarantine is I want to take more risks. And I want to take more risk in my life in general. Healthy risk, not like jumping off a building, crazy risk, but risk financially, risk within myself, risk within my career. Just taking those opportunities and really pushing myself a bit more to make the efforts to make myself proud, and not only, you know, say that I tried, but also so I know, you know, even if you do try, if it comes out as a fail, if it comes out as a win, that's even better. I just want to take more risks, especially when it comes to things that matter to me. Like, my career is 100% something that matters the most to me. So instead of shying away from applying for those jobs where I know I don't fully qualify, apply anyways. You know, reach out to those designers or those industry professionals that you look up to or that you would admire working with, and shoot them an email and ask them, you know, how did you get your starter? How things really worked out for them. And it's really good because once you do it, it's like an exhilarating feeling, like, oh my goodness, I just sent that email to whomever the person is. And I mean, there may be a chance they might respond, they might not, who knows? But I say just take those risks, especially even if people who want to do like business risk. There are a lot of business ideas that I have, and I'm definitely going to be taking and jumping on those risks just because I want to at least try and not try. You know, I rather try and say that I did it, and I may have not done it the best, or I may have done it the best. Either way, like, you don't really know what the outcome is going to be unless you really try it. As for myself, like risk, I would say taking more risk on myself, betting myself big. You know, no longer undervaluing myself, knowing that I bring a lot to whatever space that I'm in, and just owning that and just being very proud of that. And even with like friendships and relationships and stuff, you know, I think those are other risks that you can take as well if you're more on the love aspect. There's, like I said, taking a risk, there's nothing wrong with it as long as it's a healthy risk, and also as long as it's something that bears good fruit. That's another one, bears good fruit. And last but not least, my biggest post-quarantine revelation will be to do more of what makes me happy. And I genuinely mean that, meaning I don't want to waste my time anymore towards things that don't matter or that don't bear fruit. I don't want to waste my time anymore. The things that they just don't mean much. They just don't feed my spirit, feed my soul. I don't want to be doing mundane tasks or like things that just are not equaling out to anything. It's kind of just efforts that are just being made to just be made. I hope I'm clear on that. For my job, for example, I've been there some years now, about almost going on 4 years. And the work I do is cool, but I've 100%, 1000%, I've outgrown it. And it's not fun anymore. It's not really, it's still within my career field, but it's not what I want to do with my career. So that's kind of going into risk as well, like taking the risk and taking the leap of, you know, leaving or transitioning to another level of your life. And I know that can be scary, but I think what's scary is the unknown. But once you're on the opposite side of the unknown, it can bring you a moment of happiness and just make you realize, like, you know, this whole time I didn't know I had it within me, or I didn't know the change of my life could be on the other side, you know, like I want to have friendships that make me happy. I want to spend time with people that genuinely make me happy. I want to do crafts and creative things and just spend my time not feeling like what I'm doing is a chore, or it's just to pay the bills, or it's just something to do to get by. Like, I am in my later 20s. I don't want to do things that's just getting me by anymore. Like, I don't like to waste my time anyways, but I definitely don't want to do anything that's just like, it's not going to mean anything afterward. Like, I really don't want that to be the thing. So I really, really do try. And sometimes I even struggle with just choosing my happiness over what needs to be done. And a lot of times for that, I do have faith. I am a believer, and I definitely believe that through everything, by prayer and supplication, let your requests be made known to God, and they will be given unto you, but with works. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. Even with that, I'm mainly circling back to, I want to wake up in the morning and be happy. I want to wake up and be excited to start my day, my cup of coffee, my to-do list. Like, I want to be connecting and vibrating on a level that is so high to where, you know, my life is at a point where I never thought it would be. Like, genuine, constant, true happiness. And I've never felt true happiness in my life. And just having this time away from my job, working from home, I've been stressed out with my job, but I've not been as stressed as being in the office. And it's just shown me, like, you know, go from job to job and it might be the same thing, it might not. Being a bit more aware of, okay, why doesn't this make me happy? What can I do to change it? You know, I don't want to just be doing things to be bearable anymore. I want purpose in my life. I want purpose in my being. I want purpose in all that I can become. You know, I don't want to just be just doing things and it's, you know, 10, 20 years down the line, you're just doing that same thing and you're just like, where did my life go? Why am I feeling so behind? Why has life passed me by? Like, is it too late? Like, that's the biggest thing. I don't want to get into my life and question everything. Like, is it too late? You know, I don't feel it's too late, but I don't want to be at that point in my life where I'm like, it doesn't even matter to try anymore. Like, I have to be happy. And that's my biggest takeaway. Like, I've thought about my job. I've thought about where I live. I've thought about friendships. And just some things just need to be deaded. They just need a new chapter. It just needs some fresh flowers, breath blown in those areas. Like, God, just please breathe new life in these areas of my life, my career, my finances, my job, my life, like everything, God. I know that I can feel it, that it's on its way, and you know, before you know it, these big conversations and stuff of things that should have already been had. But it'll be good to look back at this video and be like, you know, that was a testimony of how I was really feeling, and look at where I am now, and things have progressed so much better, and I'm so proud of myself. That is some of the things that I've been thinking about post-quarantine, and I do have a few other things, but I think they might need to be broken up into more segmented videos. But I would love to hear and see any of you guys' post-quarantine self-reflections, or just things that came into perspective to you, like what you want to do differently. Do you want to change the world? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to be a better person? What is it that you want to do? And out of those things, impact you in a way that, impact you in a way that things will get better. Things will be better. And I hope that you all are believing in yourselves and still pushing through these last few phases of the quarantine. We don't know how long it's going to last, but once we get to our new normal, I hope that you guys will take into account everything that you said that you want to do differently and actually put some effort toward it. Nobody's saying you have to have all that completed by the end of the year, but just being aware of those things elevates you to a level that is self-awareness. Just self-awareness in general is just really, really good. But I thank you all for watching another one of my videos, and until next time, bye guys.